Before making a decision, living with an ice addict is devastating. Watching a loved one spiral out of control leaves you lost and helpless. But don't give up hope. Dayhab has the staff and experience to help you rescue them from the curse of ice addiction. With proven 10 to 90-day treatment programs, call us and together we'll find a path to recovery. Dayhab Addiction Rehab Centre. Addiction is treatable. Recovery is possible. Call 1-800-329-422 or visit dayhab.com.au.
Traffic for the revolutionary Sleeping Duck. Choice's best overall mattress 2018 and 2019.
Hello again, as Ross mentioned earlier, we've got a rolled tractor down 5 ways. Clyde. South Kibby Highway is closed to southbound traffic at Manx Road. The collisions between Manx and North. Avoid the area if you can. A heap of emergency service. Out at Warrandyte Road and North Road, we've got a roundabout. The Deer Park building heavily from Ring Road again, outbound towards Robinson's Road. And Box Hill, Station Street, south of Whitehorse Road, got waterworks with concrete flow in place. 3 acre. More people with storage solutions in place to keep you safe. StorageKing.com.au. Your nearest 6 past 7. I'm Sebastian.
3AW weather for the revolutionary Choice's best mattress in 2019.
Mostly sunny today, top of 20. Tomorrow, showers, chance of a thunderstorm 19. Today, showers, thunderstorms, and the chance of hail 13. Friday, similar conditions 13. And Saturday, showers 15. On the bays, northerly winds 15 to 20 knots. 25 knots by late morning, and waves increasing 1.5 metres. A cold stream that's just dipped below 1 degree. Tullamarine 9, and in the city 8. In our Wadsworth Melbourne zone, 3AW.
The rumour file for Mercedes-Benz Berwick's virtual sales event at nbberwick.com.au.
7 up to 7 Rimmer Bowl time. Come and join us, 96 900 693. We'd love to hear what you've got to tell us.
Yeah, because you could win, thanks to Mediterranean Wholesalers, $200 voucher to shop for biscuits, traditional cakes, extra virgin olive oil, balsamic vinegars and wine. The weekly winner, which goes off on Friday, will get 4 Spinalese pillows. Looking for a hygienic, antimicrobial pillow made in Oz? Well, go to spinalezd.com.au. That weekly winner and the wildcard entry, well, they're in the draw for the yearly prize.
A Mercedes-Benz GLA 180, $56,000 worth of car. Mercedes-Benz Berwick have a virtual sales event at the moment, nbberwick.com.au. Frankly, there's never been a better time to buy Benz from them. They're up to business as usual, practicing hygienic social distancing and keeping their staff employed. You know, there's sometimes a shortage of good news at times like this, but I was speaking to a farmer yesterday who told me we have had the best start to the farming season I can remember.
G'day, mate. There you go. Close. It wasn't Farmer Giles, was it? The well-known donor to rhyming slang?
No, and no standards. Welcome to the Rumour File.
Good morning, guys. There's a group on a certain social media website based around posting abusive comments towards police. When reported to that social media website, the response was that the group had been reviewed and it does not go against the website standards.
Okay, who said that? The authorities or the website itself?
The website itself.
Website said, no, we've been reviewed and it does not go against its standards. Okay, we'll get someone back at HQ will be going to look at that particular social media website now. One of the lot.
Yes, good morning. Rumour unconfirmed at a recent location. The boys in blue went to pick up their pizzas for dinner and noticed a large order of 10 or 12 pizzas. They were kind enough to deliver them and give all the people participating one with the lot. 50% off hamburger with the lot, isn't it?
Okay, well, listen, if that story is true, it is as delicious as a pizza. But they went to get a pizza for themselves, noticed someone had ordered 12, so they said, that's all right, we'll deliver the 12. They went there and they issued 12 COVID-19 breach notices. If that's true, it's glorious. It doesn't take a genius, g'day.
Good morning, boys. Richard Beagle is seen, or has been seen, making the point of going around the rubber barriers on a such maligned Melbourne bridge and then hitting the bridge.
Okay, so someone's gone to all the trouble to drive around the rubber flaps that indicate to you whether you're likely to hit the bridge or hit the bridge. Okay. You're going to hit the bridge, mate, don't you? To the scrapyard, g'day.
Morning. Is a former Australian sea vessel moored in Western Port heading for a scrapyard in South Australia to join a former supply ship?
Does he? A former Australian. Do you know of a former Australian sea vessel moored in Western Port? No, I do not. I do not either. But to know to people who know those sorts of things, it's just the sort of thing they'll know. That might be. Is it an ocean-going vessel that might not be visible to the naked eye? No, I don't think it's that. Undercover statisticians, g'day.
Rumours question, in the lead up to the COVID-19 social distancing limits and state restrictions, does the government have individuals on tablets collecting data at parks, playgrounds and walking trails in suburbs across Melbourne in an effort to identify settings that would need to have restricted, limited access and or be closed?
Okay, that would, I imagine, be called research, if true. But before you announce, you have people go around and count where people are, so in order that you may say these are the sorts of things that need to close. So they are Victoria's premier statistician.
This is 3AW football.
Rezone, welcome.
Morning, gentlemen. A farmer north-west for planning has rezoned some of and facing the main road, so it can't be later rezoned into residential because there is a landfill on the other side of the road.
Okay, rezone. Thank you very much. I don't know quite how rezoning works. Do you get some say in it if the government intends to rezone your land? Do you get to sort of mount a defence? Here today, gone tomorrow. Welcome to the Room of File.
Hello, having my hair cut yesterday. The hairdresser told me two interesting facts. They've been selling out of hair clippers at the local shops, but he's been doing a roaring trade doing.
His rumour essentially saying that hairdressers are doing a done haircuts. I've had a home done haircut. My two oldest boys. At 7:30 this morning, we are going to open the lines on the subject of what will change permanently. 96900 693. I've started to make a list of things I reckon will change over the side of this.
Australians on insurance for 20 years. Budget Direct. Insurance soft. Insurance issued by Auto Insurance Company Limited. Read PDS at budgetdirect.com.au to decide a product suits you.
It is 3 minutes to 7. What's the birthday? It can't just go to one of the friends or family. So birthday to that. Happy 80th, says Colleen, to her wonderful husband Dave. Happy 50th ISO birthday, Anne Louise. Can't wait to celebrate in style with you. Love from John and Carol. A very happy birthday to Clarinda, who turns 90 today, with love from Connie, Colin, James and Meg. Happy 100th birthday from my girl Ruth, the Emmy It's 7 o'clock, Room of File time on 3AW.
The latest news thanks to Big Super, awarded CanStar's 5-star rating for outstanding value superannuation in 2020.
7 o'clock. Good morning. I'm David Armstrong. There are fears Victoria could be left behind as other states ease COVID-19 restrictions. The Premier Daniel Andrews is continuing his hardline stance. He's waiting for the outcome from the state's unmatched testing blitz. But the Council of Small Business Australia says Victoria will be disadvantaged if there's a lag. When the longer we stay closed, the more likely businesses will not reopen at all. The families of residents at a nursing home in Sydney's West, where there's been a COVID-19 outbreak, say there's been a lack of communication from the provider. The aged care provider confirmed late yesterday 4 more Newmarch House residents have died. 11 residents diagnosed with the virus have now passed away, and Mary Watson says she's concerned about her mum.
Now I just find that people are just dropping like flies. That's how I feel. They're dropping like flies. Oh, I'm terrified, absolutely terrified that my mum is going to be a statistic in there.
Health officials in the United Kingdom are warning that COVID-19 could be causing a rare inflammatory condition in children. The National Health Service has identified a small number of critically ill children. The condition has been likened to toxic shock syndrome. More than 500,000 bank customers who still rely on a passbook account or transaction account have been sent debit cards so they can pay for things online or over the phone. Many of the affected customers are over 70 and being told to stay at home for their own safety. Australian Banking Association CEO Anna Bly says for many, having a debit card will challenge lifelong habits.
I should stress there's no requirement for people to use these cards. If they don't feel comfortable and they don't want to use it, no one's going to force them. But if we waited for everybody to individually apply, it could take a very long time.
An icy blast from the Southern Ocean hits Melbourne today. Heavy rainfall expected this afternoon, up to 25 millimetres hit the eastern suburbs. Michael Halfpenny at the Bureau says there were some falls overnight as well.
Most suburbs between 2 up to about 10 millimetres in some of the eastern suburbs. A bit of a clearance at the moment, so we'll probably have not too much rain this morning, but likely to be some showers coming through by lunchtime, and certainly some more heavier rain coming through in the afternoon as we see a gusty westerly change coming through.
And on the news, an elderly couple's been taken to hospital with smoke inhalation following a fire in the kitchen of their reservoir home this morning. CCTV footage has been released after a home in Foxfield was attacked by vandals 3 times in just 5 days last week. And a large asteroid passed the Earth tonight, about 4 kilometres in diameter. It's been travelling at around 36,000 kilometres per hour. In finance, the company that makes the N95 face masks has posted strong quarterly profit results overnight. Steve Daglian from Comsec says 3M has enjoyed a big spike in demand. People seek protective personal equipment.
One of the best performers is up about 3%. It's the maker of the N95 face masks. As you can imagine, there's been plenty of demand for its personal safety equipment. It also makes 3 scotch tapes and post-it notes. I don't know how much demand there was for those.
In broader market, the Wall Street is down 32 points.
3AW Sport. Listen on air, online and mobile.
The AFLW has awarded its best and fairest in an online ceremony.
Carlton, M. Pressparkers, 3 votes. And I declare the 2020 AFL Women's Best and Fairest, Madison Pressparkers, the Carlton Football Club.
The 19-year-old finished the count on 15 votes, 3 ahead of Fremantle's Kiara Bowers. Rising Star Award went to Western Bulldog Isabel Huntington. Hundreds of AFL players have been briefed about the possibility of isolation hubs to get the footy season up and running again. It's understood the Players Association Board will formalise its response in the next 2 days before presenting their position to league bosses. 7:05, the latest news and sports.
Business owners, you don't need to be a currency expert to save your business thousands. Get an OFX working for you. Visit ofx.com/save. Consider the PDS.
Oh, you really know how to spoil your mum. This Mother's Day, make your gift to Mum a thoughtful one with a big brand fragrance from Chemist Warehouse. There's Marc Jacobs Daisy 100ml for $79.99 or Yves Saint Laurent Black Opium 50ml for $119.99 and Christian Dior J'adore 100ml $169.99. Shop at chemistwarehouse.com.au, select click and collect and pick up in store. Chemist Warehouse, great. long-term returns that benefit all of us. After all, we're all in this together. Find out more at industrysuper.com. Consider the PDS and your own circumstances which have not been accounted for before making a decision.
Everybody, that's it. We're coming for the Wednesday, 1600, 693, the Rumour Farm.
Traffic for the Revolution. Best overall mattress 2018 and 19.
Hello again, out in we've got a crash on the Western Freeway, Sydney bound at Church Road North. It's probably a little bit closer to that. Big delays coming in out of Melbourne at result the Ring Road. After that earlier crash, Greensborough bound before the Greensborough bypass. Big delays heading Greensborough bound from Plenty Road. Kona bound also slowing down for a look. The Packy bypass, City bound, got some debris running lane. City Road, slight delays past the scene. And North Warrandyte, Stony Creek Road is closed due to a fallen tree which has brought down power lines. And that's 3AW traffic. Nissan dealers are open and available with contactless sales and service solutions. Benefit from instant tax write-offs and great deals across X-Trail and Navara. At your Nissan dealer now. T's and C's apply. 7. I'm Sebastian Cantor.
3AW weather for the revolutionary sleeping day. Choice's best overall mattress 2018 and 2019.
There is a severe weather warning for parts of the state today. It'll be cloudy, there'll be rain this afternoon with a chance of thunderstorms. A top of 9-10 showers increasing tomorrow, 13 degrees. On the base, northerly 25 knots. Then shifting southwesterly 10 to 15 knots and waves up to 2 meters. Broadmeadows 15. Heidelberg 16. The city, it's 16 degrees. David Armstrong, Melbourne zone.
The Rumour Farm for Mercedes-Benz Berwick's virtual sales event at nbberwick.com.au.
Come and join us, 96800 693. We'd love to see you Rumours today, 96800 693. You'll get straight through now.
And the daily winner, of course, will get, thanks to Mediterranean Wholesalers, a $200 voucher to shop for biscuits, traditional cakes, extra virgin olive oil, balsamic vinegar and wine. Thank you, Mediterranean Wholesalers, the weekly winner. That's Friday. We'll get 4 Spinalese pillows. Looking for a hygienic antimicrobial pillow made in Australia? We'll go to spinaleze.com.au. That weekly winner of the wildcard entry on Friday. Go into the draw, and it's for this. It's a Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz Berwick. It's $56,000 worth of GLA 180. They actually have a virtual sales event at the moment, nbberwick.com.au. There's never been a better time to buy Benz from them, I'll tell you that. Mercedes-Benz Berwick, open for business as usual, practicing hygiene and social distancing, keeping their staff employed. 96900 693, we're told that one Melbourne private school will absolutely return to full on-campus classes on May the 11th. No, not usual suspects. Notwithstanding, presumably, the state government don't want them to. And we're also told that Kirabogan Prison might be under communication lockdown at the moment, if that's in Bali. Might better be on account of COVID-19. 96900 693. In respect, welcome to the Rumour Farm.
Good morning, boys. Yes, I've heard that all CFA fire stations within the state tonight at 5:40 p.m. They're going to sound their sirens 4 times in respect to the fallen officers from last week. I know my local station has sounded their siren like they did every Sunday about 20 years, so it's going to be deja vu. But I think we should all stand out in our driveways at 5:40 and pay our respects.
Good on you. We'll make a formal inquiry at the CFA. No masks for you, g'day. Are you there? No masks for you?
Good morning. Hello, you got me?
Yeah, gotcha. Far away.
An injured worker was requiring surgery, was taken to hospital by ambulance to Western Hospital last week, and unbeknownst to the man, paramedics and the hospital, he had COVID-19. The paramedics and surgical staff, ward nurses and even cleaners are now in isolation. Adding insult to injury, there's not enough face masks to allow the nurses to wear one with all patients.
Good on you, no masks for you. We've had someone else reporting that particular rumour as true. How it would be possible that there would be not enough face masks for nurses at a public hospital just defies belief. You've given us the name of the hospital, the We shall make a formal inquiry, but we've had at least 2 people trying to tell us that rumour. Ding ding, g'day.
Good morning, Ross and John. Are trams planning on trialling much louder horns rather than their traditional ding noise, so the cars with music playing will be able to hear them?
Wow, so we're going to go from this to this. I personally would hardly endorse. I remember someone saying to me once, my phone went off and it went ding ding with a text message. And it was someone from New South Wales said, "Oh, you people in Victoria, you just love the tram noise for your phone sound effect." I wonder whether it is state-based. Do as we do. Welcome to the Rumour Farm.
G'day. A medical imaging company in the southwest has split its team into 2, making them rotate shifts, as well as copping a 50% pay cut, while bosses have only taken a 10% cut.
Okay, and I assume that they can get them to rotate in shifts so that pops up with COVID-19.
To a much needed.
Yeah. Okay, the Conti has been sold again. You're probably more familiar with the history of the hotel than I am, Ben.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's actually had a...
Let's hope that this time, with an Australian developer buying it, that something will happen. Don't forget, we want all your rumours, big, good or bad. You can email them to breakfast@3aw.com.au. We'll most certainly be chasing that rumour about the hospital in the West, where inadvertently a man was conveyed to hospital for another reason, but they didn't realise he had COVID-19, and they've had to quarantine a number of the hospital personnel, and there aren't enough face masks to go around. How is that possible so deep into this crisis? Rain increasing today, and rain means rain when they say rain. Rain increasing from the top of 19, right now it is 16 degrees. And tomorrow, for example, it has a top of 13. It is 13 after 7 as well.
That was the Rumour Farm for Mercedes-Benz Barrick's virtual sales event. Minimum 25% off selected demonstrators, plus 3-year scheduled servicing. T&Cs apply. License 578. From Elliott.
Hey, Jules, good afternoon. Hey, Bob, what's the place on?
3 or 6 weekdays.
I live with 3 women, and you know what we're watching the Kardashians. Season 9, apparently there's another 10 to go.
10 on top of the 9.
Exactly.
Drive.
Okay, so if I had hair, it'd be all out.
So you're going mad quite quickly, and would a trip to the golf course help you?
Absolutely.
On 3AW693.
If the thought of moving house is making you feel anxious, well, just relax. Let the white glove mover coordinate your finished. The important thing here is you don't have to be there while the white glove mover team all wear gloves. They have plenty of hand sanitizer, and they haven't been in contact with anyone who's been overseas. So, take a load off your mind and let the white glove do it all. Ashley Seabright's the man. He and his team go the extra mile to make your move stress-free. They will pack, move and unpack your whole house. They'll set up a new house just as you want it, and you don't have to be there while they work. If you're downsizing, decluttering or waiting on your new home to be built, the White Glove Mover even has their own storage facilities. Call them 13 94 48 or visit whiteglovemover.com.au.
The flu flattened me.
Feels like there's someone sitting on my chest.
Completely helpless. I couldn't eat or drink.
Couldn't go to work. I couldn't turn up again. Headache, nauseous. It was what?
I spent 4 weeks on the couch.
Coronavirus makes the need to get your annual flu shot more important than ever. To help protect our health system, cough or sneeze into your elbow, wash your hands regularly, and get your flu shot. To learn more, visit betterhealth.vic.gov.au/flu, authorised by Victorian Government.
National Sector Service, National Sector Service, heroes and security.
tradie, time is money. And that makes it time to head to Robot Building Supplies, because Robot's got it. Steel, sleepers, wire mesh, timber, roofing, and more at the lowest prices. Like Corrie Roof Sitting Zinc, in stock at $8.90 per metre, colour also available custom cut. Save time and money with Robot. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dromana, Hackett, Hull Street, and Tana. Call 1300-GO-ROBOT or robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
Is your business eligible for the Australian Government's JobKeeper payment? Let MYOB help get your payroll sorted so you can make a claim. To apply for the JobKeeper payment, employers can quickly submit their payroll to the EO using single-touch payroll compliance software. MYOB's Essential is EO compliant and available now from just $5.
I'm going to wait till May the 11th, but I've been chasing them for about the last month.
Well, May the 11th we've obviously picked because that's the state of emergency here in Victoria. After that, if it's relaxed, you can have your wedding, I suppose. Would you still go ahead with it?
Probably not, because I've had a loss of income and whatever else, so I can't afford that.
You still with your fiance?
Yeah, still with it. But yeah, we had planned overseas travels and all that stuff after the wedding, and then struggling to get everything back, so...
So had you paid for an overseas trip as well?
Yes.
And have you had any luck getting that money back?
No, so I'm currently putting it on a file, as a credit file, but the reception's just not cooperating with us.
Well, you're on loan, so there you go. You've got the wedding reception that's possibly cancelled, got to get the money back from that, and you've got the overseas trip, the honeymoon, so to get the money back from that, and you've lost your job. Well, Daniel, I sympathise with you. You're not alone. It's not easy. Thanks for that. James, go ahead.
Hi, Tom. I was just wondering whether you saw this morning the article about Mentone Grammar having to let 4 or 5 top educated teachers go because it's
I think it was almost 20 people in total.
Well, so then you have the government stepping in and making it possible for these schools to get up and running so that the attrition rate's not so bad, and you've got people complaining. I just find it all quite puzzling.
Well, it is puzzling, Jamie. It's all about Mentone Grammar, and this is the only private school that's doing it tough right now. There's parents sending their kids out of expensive private schools left, right and centre right now. But keep listening, because we're going to speak to the Chief Executive of the Independent Schools in Victoria straight after the 4 o'clock news. And they say they're caught between a rock and a hard place. They've got the federal government giving them financial incentives, or offering financial incentives to private schools to open the doors and get kids back in school. Then you've got the state government saying, no, it's not safe, keep the kids at home. Can't serve two masters like that. 693 13 32. Speaking of masters, Malcolm Stewart's joined us next, live from the UK at 6 to 4.
You know, I couldn't do my job without my robot.
Thank you for saying that.
Because from the dump to the roof, Robot's got it.
Robot's got it.
The toughest material at the lowest prices.
Robot's got it.
Steel, sleepers, wire mesh, timber, roofing.
Robot's got everything you could ever need.
You know what? For a robot, you're a good bloke. Head to Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dromana, Hackett, Hull Street, and Tana. Call 1300-GO-ROBOT or order at robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
Our official Robot Building Supplies. Special Protective Services! Special Protective Services! Heroes in Security! Heroes in Security!
Award-winning security company from Electronic Security. NationalProtectiveServices.com.au. At Prestige, we are still open for you to rediscover an old passion or ignite a new one. We're dedicated to helping you achieve this with a new Yamaha digital piano. Prestige pianos have good stocks, all with a Yamaha 5-year warranty and a free 3-month slow key music learning app. Personal delivery and installation is available. Come in store or online for all your musical needs. Escape the world, embrace music. Prestige Pianos, 102 Bell Street, Preston. Stuck at home and want a new ultra high-tech 8K TV? Need a coffee machine that makes coffee like your local cafe? Buy online at finley.com.au from the comfort of your own home. Choose from a huge
video call using telehealth, Skype, Zoom, FaceTime, house party, whatever you prefer. Well, that's a great service. cpatvictoria.com.au. They changed my life, they'll change yours.
Still tripping over boxes of old documents? Save space, save storage costs, get them out of the way now. See them destroyed securely in the Shred On-Site shredding truck. Enjoy peace of mind and enjoy that space. Visit shredonsite.com.au. Tom Elliott on Drive. Lifeline needs your help. Please donate now at lifeline.org.au.
It is 3 to 4. Let's go to the UK now, where despite the lockdown, hedgehogs are having a very good time of things. This is thanks to Nick Theodosi Prestige Cars. They're celebrating 50 years in business. Stuart, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Tom. Yes, the lockdown will be big, but good news for hedgehogs, apparently. Now, this is the time of year, of course, when hedgehogs come out of hibernation and go seeking a mate to make love, presumably in a very careful way, quickly friends. But very often we see them splattered across the highways as they attempt to get across them. They move very fast, they get hit by cars, and, well, that's the end of that little bitty deal with called. But this year, because there are very few cars on the road and everyone is staying at home, wildlife experts say there's been a big surge in the number of hedgehogs that they're seeing around, and the hedgehogs are rushing around seeking their mates and being extremely happy. Indeed, the wildlife experts are encouraging people to video hedgehogs, as many are coming into people's gardens, of course. So, pretty good news for hedgehogs and perhaps for some other creatures as well, even as we are locked down. So, cheerful news for us, we love hedgehogs.
Indeed, I'd just like to comment that when hedgehogs make love, they have to do so in a most careful manner. You would have thought that the same thing applies to the humble echidna here in Australia. Thank you very much, Malcolm. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Yes. 9600 693 13 13 32. Now, news is ahead with Tony Tario. After the news, we're going to go to this education schmozzle we've got going at the moment. Just to repeat, the federal government says it's time for schools to open their doors. They should let kids back in and get back to normal within a couple of months. And the state government is saying, no, this isn't safe, you know, we can't have it. And the federal government's even offering financial incentives to private schools. Anyway, caught in the middle are the Independent Schools of Victoria Council. We're going to speak to their chief executive straight after the news. Also, finance with Scott Hayward, AJO Chief with Dylan Buckley, and your calls, give me a ring. 9600 693 13 13 32 here at AW. Don't go away.
For latest news, the Blind Factory is offering contactless quotes without the need to come to your home. Call 13 Blind. Melbourne, 3AW 693. 13 degrees in Melbourne, showers and storms tomorrow, a top of 13. It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Tony Tario. State Education Minister James Merlino says it's reckless for the federal government to offer financial inducements for some schools to reopen against Victorian health advice. James Talia reports.
The federal government is so determined to have classrooms open again that it's offering to bring forward funding to non-government schools if they bring at least half their students back by the 1st of June. Federal Education Minister Dan Tehan says it's a good compromise for schools whose fee revenue is down and to ensure students don't fall too far behind. But his Victorian counterpart James Merlino says the Chief Health Officer's advice to students to learn from home if they can still hasn't changed and shouldn't be ignored.
My view continues to be that is reckless, and that is well understood across parents, students and schools in Victoria.
But State Liberal leader Michael O'Brien says his MPs are being swamped with complaints from parents who say this situation is untenable.
How can you ask a single mother of 7 school-aged kids to learn from home when the government wanted to provide the internet equipment that they promised?
In Melbourne, James Talia, 9 News.
About 2 dozen staff at a hospital in Melbourne's west are in self-quarantine after treating a patient who's since been diagnosed with COVID-19. The patient showed no signs of the illness and no risk factors when they underwent emergency surgery at the Sunshine Hospital last Thursday following a
workplace accident. Western Health has confirmed over the weekend the patient developed a violent cough and has since tested positive for the illness. And as 24 staff members are now in self-isolation as a precaution, the hospital maintains the patient was managed in a single room and no other patients were at risk. The Prime Minister says it's very unlikely international travel will resume anytime soon, except potentially to New Zealand. Scott Morrison, along with state and territory leaders, will meet to discuss lifting some restrictions at a meeting on Friday. It could see the partial opening of some pubs, cafes and restaurants. For the first time since the Second World War, the Royal Melbourne Show has been cancelled. The Royal Agricultural Society of Victoria has made the decision in the interest of public health. Society Chief Executive Brad Jenkins isn't ruling out running the show either later in the year or early in the new year.
One of the ideas we had in mind was to bring the Victorian community together to celebrate whenever this COVID-19 is over. Potentially, thank those who've been on the front line, the nurses and the doctors, and also recognise those who were involved in the bushfires earlier in the year, which have been forgotten.
The World War I dog tags from Gallipoli and a 2016 Premiership medallion have been stolen from the Albert Park home of Western Bulldog star Easton Wood. The burglary happened sometime between the 14th and 26th of April. Wood, his wife Tiff and baby daughter Matilda returned home from a few weeks in isolation to find their home had been ransacked. Detective Sergeant Adam Bowman is calling on witnesses to come forward.
They've used washing baths that are similar to carry property from the address, so that might be something that might jog a memory of someone who might have seen someone walking down the street with that particular item.
Police are appealing for the public's assistance to help find a missing elderly reservoir man. 84-year-old John Podgers hasn't been heard from since yesterday morning. He's known to frequent shops on the corner of Gower Street and High Street in Preston, as well as Edward Street and Coles in Reservoir. In finance news, the share market's up 64 points this hour.
More thanks to local BMW, now offering a pick-up drop-off service.
A group of AFL players is being investigated over possible COVID-19 breaches. Jordan Tunbridge reports.
Video has emerged of 3 Fremantle Dockers players partying with a group of girls. It's alleged the footage of Luke Ryan, Michael Frederick and Jason Carter was taken on Sunday. Investigations are now underway into whether they were breaching social distancing rules. The club is in the process of speaking to the players involved and gathering all the relevant details. This week, 4 NRL players were fined for COVID-19 breaches. Jordan Tunbridge, 9 News.
It's 4:05. That's the latest in news and sport.
More people than usual at home? Storage King can help with temporary storage solutions and strict protocols in place to keep you safe. Visit storageking.com.au to find your nearest store.
We want your hot news tips. What's going on in your part of town? Call the Drive program and tell us something we don't know. Word on the street for Penfold Motors. When you need a reliable vehicle, they've got you covered. For vehicle servicing and repairs, visit penfold.com.au.
G'day, Ben Fordham here. You've heard me talking about the Spinalese pillow many times. It really did change the way I sleep. But it's not just me that's fallen in love with the Spinalese pillow. I've got the one and only Ian Chappell here. Chappelli, you are a massive fan of Spinalese. Ben, it's the best pillow I've ever used. I actually take my Spinalese pillow with me when I travel. It really is that good. There you go. You've heard it from Chappelli. You can order yours right now by going to spinaleze.com.au.
Rainbow meats, the healthy choice to eat.
The savings continue at Rainbow Meats. Fresh chicken drumsticks, $2.99 a kilo. Save $2 a kilo. Fresh number 16 whole birds, $4.99 each. Fresh chicken breast fillets, $6.99 a kilo. Lamb loin chops, $16.99 a kilo. That's half price. And don't forget Rainbow Meats direct online delivery. Rainbow Meats, Churnside Park, Caroline Springs, High Point Shopping Centre and the Camberwell store. rainbowmeats.com.au.
Rainbow meats, the healthy choice to eat.
Sadly, COVID-19 has forced many of your favourite stores to temporarily close. But there is a way to keep them going without leaving home. Shop them on eBay. Whatever you need, shop from home to support 40,000 Aussie retailers on eBay. Stay home, shop online.
Traffic, moving house and don't want to lift a finger? Microbhoover.com.au. They'll even make your bed.
There's a breakdown heading up the Westgate Bridge outbound towards the Crest, and also traffic lights are out in Brooklyn at Geelong Road and McDonald's Road. Also, traffic light poles been hit after a smash in Nidri on Timber Park Drive southbound just after the Calder Freeway. There's been a crash in Coast on Bell Street, not far from High Street. And in Ringwood, the Maroondah Highway has 2 city-bound lanes closed just before Mount Dandenong Road until 11 tonight after a tree fell down and made a bit of a mess of a gas main. And that's 3AW traffic. To help stop the spread sooner, download the COVID Safe app. With your privacy protected by law, COVID Safe tells you if you've come into contact with someone known to have had the virus. Authorised by the Chief Medical Officer, Canberra. I'm Caroline Ferguson.
3AW weather. Get payroll sorted with MYOB from just $5 a month.
There's a severe weather warning for parts of the state. Showers tomorrow, the chance of thunderstorms. A top of 13 after an overnight low of 8. Friday showers 13, Saturday showers easing 15, Sunday a shower or 2 at 14. It's 12 at Oak Park, 11 at Geelong, in the city 13 degrees. Tony Cardio, Melbourne on 3AW.
Tom Elliott on Drive for the White Glove Mover. Professional courteous, the best of the best, local or interstate, and they'll even make fair.
It is 4:08. Well, there's a growing schism between the federal and the state government, between independent schools around Australia and independent schools here in Victoria, and indeed between state schools here in Victoria and independent schools. It is astonishing, but the Federal Education Minister, Dan Sen, who I know well, he said, well, we've got to get kids back into school, and he's dangling a financial carrot in front of independent schools to open their doors in the next month and try and get 50% or at least 50% of their students back through the doors ASAP. Against that, you've got the state government education minister, James Merlino, who's saying no, we're going to take the health advice and health advice and the schools have to remain closed. More on that in a moment. First though, Brock, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Tom. I just wanted to mention about your Flight Centre trust comments earlier.
Yeah.
That there are some platforms that do hold the money you pay in advance for various services, whether it be a pet minding service, to a labour service, to an accommodation service. They do hold the money in trust, and then it's not given to the supplier of that service, being the end accommodation or labourer, until the service is complete and you're satisfied.
That's interesting because, you know, years ago, Brock, which is around the 90s, I got certified gym. I've been a member for a year. I signed up again for another year, and then within a month they'd gone bust, and so I lost 11 out of my 12-month subscription. So I vowed never again to have, you know, to buy annual subscriptions to things like that. You know, I just pay per visit. So that way, if things shut down, I'm not forking out dough. That, of course, is what happened with gyms now. But yeah, look, I think it's a good idea. Again, if the travel industry just put people's money in trust until they have finished their trip, then that way, if the trip for whatever reason can't be done, then the money goes back to the person who bought it. Same with the entertainment industry. It just makes sense. And what's happening at the moment is we've got all these people who've forked out thousands of dollars who are now A, can't go on their holiday or see the performance, B, who might be struggling financially themselves, and they're getting a runaround, whether it's travel agents or ticketing agencies or airlines or whatever, but they're getting a runaround about getting their dough back. 1600 693 13 32. Well, speaking about getting dough back, how about this? So the federal government has said to independent schools around Australia, if you reopen your doors fully by June the 1st, which is a month away, you'll get half of your, well, you get a big chunk of money given to you. Actually, they get a 25% lump of money which should be coming their way. So they get half of it straight away, and if they get 50% of their students coming back, they'll get the other half of the money earlier than expected. Now, private schools are doing it tough, and lots of people and lots of entities right now, and particularly you might have seen this morning that Mentone Grammar has apparently laid off 20 staff. So, the federal government is saying to private schools, which they partly fund, open your doors and we'll give you the early release of some cash which private schools need. However, the State Education Minister, James Merlino, has reiterated his advice that no, it is not safe for schools to reopen their doors. So if you're a school, what do you do? If you're a parent, what do? You're getting conflicting advice from two different ministers, one Victorian and one federal. And indeed, Independent Schools Victoria, and I'm speaking to the CEO of Independent Schools Victoria in a moment, has said independent schools are being placed under unfair political pressure. They are being used as a wedge in a policy disagreement between federal and Victorian government. This is unfair and entirely inappropriate. Well, our next guest is the Chief Executive of Independent Schools Victoria, Michelle Green. Good afternoon.
Hi, Tom.
This must be difficult for you. On one hand, the federal government is saying, the schools that you represent, open your doors and we'll give you some dough. The state government is saying keep them closed. What do you do?
Well, it's interesting, though. This is, I think you described this as a financial carrot. It's actually not a carrot. This is not new money and it's not extra money. It's just bringing forward money a month.
Yes.
And some of our schools are in a dire position because parents have lost their jobs. Some of these parents pay their school fees fortnightly. And, they're doing it tough. They're going to keep their students looked after and their parents looked after. And what's happened is they've been dragged in by the federal government into a position where they have to be at odds with the state government.
So what do you do? Because it's not easy though, is it? I mean, Dan Keane, the Federal Education Minister, says it's fine to go back to school. James Molino, his state equivalent, says it's not. Who do you believe?
And this is the issue. This is ongoing. I was going through this very discussion at Easter this year, where the federal minister said, get everybody back to school. And by the end of Easter, he said, oh no, do what the Victorian government asked you to do. They run the schools. So nobody is absolutely sure what it is that the federal government is asking us to do. Now, there's one good thing. The federal government has said this is optional. So you can opt in to bring some of your Commonwealth government money forward. Schools are really worried about their parent communities, about their students, about the health of their staff. And so whilst they work in, they get a lot of money from the federal government, not very high operating capital, but the majority of their money comes from the federal government. However, their interaction with their colleagues in state and Catholic schools are very much at a state level. So they're placed in this position where, in order to keep operating financially to the benefit of their people, they're expected to make one decision, but that decision puts them at odds with their colleagues, with their parents, and with others. Now, they'll make up their own mind.
Do you think those teachers and parents and school administrators, would they prefer to keep, leaving aside the financial side of things, from a health point of view, would they prefer to keep the doors open or shut?
Well, I think everybody recognises that it is best for students to learn at school. Everybody recognises that. However, the Victorian government is extremely concerned about the impact of movement of students around the state. And they're looking, I believe, to restrict that movement until we get to a stage where we can quantify the effect. Nobody, I believe, in Victoria is saying that students will not come back to school. However, this seems to be a push by the federal government to force the hand of the Victorian government. So it seems to me as if it's a fairly blunt instrument, and sadly we're being used as the blunt instrument.
Okay, well, just on the broader perspective for private schools, independent schools, life has to be looking difficult, doesn't it? Because as you say, you've got parents who have lost their jobs who quite literally can't afford the fees anymore. You've also got parents like at the moment, I've got homeschooling going right outside my study as we speak, and it doesn't sound like it's going all that well. My daughter goes to an independent school. Right, well, I have a newfound respect for teachers, so that's a good thing. But we feel like we're not getting value for money because, we're doing a lot of the teaching. If I spent my entire morning teaching my daughter long division and things like that, and I feel like, well, why should I pay the fees when the school doesn't do it?
But I think the issue is for the schools. They would be very happy to do whatever it is that they can for their students and their parents. But the other thing is that where parents cannot pay, the school still has bills that they have to meet. So many of our schools have done everything they possibly can. They've gone to their banks, they've cut the costs where they can, they've gone to employ staff. But you've seen that some of the schools are under stress. And this has just placed more stress on them because, on the one hand, there's a state minister saying we want you to be part of the state, we want you to be part of a state response for all parents and all students. And then over the top of that, we've got the Prime Minister and the Education Minister saying, forget that, you will just do as we say.
Right, so ultimately when we get to June the 1st, when we get to June the 1st, and you've still got the same schism going on between the state and federal authorities. Is it up to each individual school then whether or not to open their doors as per the federal government or keep them closed as per the state government?
It is all open for interpretation. Number one, what we really know from Trinidad and Andrews is that there will be a review on the May the 11th for all sorts of things that Victoria has done for lockdown. So we are hopeful that by May the 11th there will be some light at the end of the tunnel for schools. At least we will have a plan, and we're happy to work with the government towards that plan. The issue for us though is that the effort from the Commonwealth has given us 2 days to opt in. So if a school wants to opt in, they've only got 2 days and risk the strength of the community. Don't forget that